Let's face it, hair has gotten really expensive over the last several years, and a lot of people are trying to figure out how they can realistically cut back. One of my main goals as a hairstylist turned hair care blogger is to help you maintain your hair from home. So in this video, I'm gonna walk you through several practical ways that you can save money on your hair at home, in the salon, as well as with what color techniques you're choosing. Now, throughout this video, I'm gonna mention several tutorials that I've made that can help you for that particular situation. But if you head to the description of this video, I've listed everything out so that you can go through and select what pertains to you. Okay, so if you still choose to get your hair done in the salon versus doing it yourself, what we need to figure out is how we can extend that time between your salon appointments. So if you usually get your hair cut every, let's say, 6 weeks, let's figure out what we can do to extend that to like 12 or 16 weeks. Now, this may mean changing the particular haircut or style that you're going for to have a more low maintenance cut, but it also could mean taking a little bit better care of your hair at home so that your ends aren't splitting and you can go longer without needing them trimmed. Now, if you have extensions or a high maintenance color like a on the scalp bleach touch-up, I recommend talking to your stylist about this before just extending that time, because some of these services can't really be extended and it could end up turning into a corrective service that may cost you more in the long run. And we'll talk more about how to turn a high maintenance hair color into a low maintenance hair color in just a bit. Now, I always say that an uneven haircut is better than no haircut if your ends are split and breaking. This is because untrimmed hair is going to get shorter and shorter over time because it's just breaking and traveling up your hair. So if your ends are split and you can't afford to go into the salon, then it is definitely better to trim your hair yourself. I'll link one of my tutorials above where I show you how I trim my own hair. Okay, next is using a color depositing shampoo or conditioner. Now, these products are the safest way to color your hair yourself from home. I highly recommend this over using a traditional dye that you mix with developer. And this is because it is so much less risky. If you make a mistake when coloring your hair with traditional dye with developer, it could end up costing you a lot more in the long run to either have your hair fixed, let alone the fact that your hair could be damaged. I especially love using these products when you're aiming to go back to your natural color. I don't normally recommend using permanent dye because that's gonna keep creating a line of demarcation that you're gonna be fighting. So using these color depositing products will help you to remove any warmth that came from a previously dyed hair, like for brunettes that keep turning warm as the color fades. Or I'll link a video above where I show how to color over your blonde hair safely with these products. Okay, so the next one might be kind of surprising, but it's to use less but higher concentrated products. Now, your first thought when thinking of cutting costs when it comes to your hair is to use a cheaper product, like something you would get from the drugstore. But this isn't always the best option because a lot of those products are highly diluted. So you end up needing to use a lot more of it in the long run. And I've also found this to be true with other products not related to hair. Like if you've ever used a dish soap from the dollar store, and it's like super runny and liquidy, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. It normally takes me up to 2 years to go through a liter of shampoo, and I am not kidding. And so my recommendation is to shop the sales at Ulta. You can also look in places like Ross and TJ Maxx to get discounted quality product, but I have seen some counterfeit products come from places like Ross and TJ Maxx, so Ulta is a safer bet. And you can find killer deals, especially if you're going with something like a liter. You can get a lot more for a cheaper price per ounce. Now, when you get these products, you'll wanna make sure that you are actually using less. So you're gonna wanna get out of the habit of just squeezing a ton of product. Start with a very small amount and then as more as needed. And with shampoo, you can typically add a little more water to your hair to get it to emulsify better rather than going back and adding more shampoo. With conditioner, you want to put it mostly at your ends. You don't really need it up at your scalp because your scalp produces oils, and this is typically enough to condition your scalp. Now, going off of that, one of the reasons I'm able to make a liter of shampoo last me 2 whole years is because I don't wash my hair super frequently. If you can reduce washing your hair to once or twice twice a week, that's only 50 to 100 shampoos per year. If you wash your hair 7 days a week, that is 365 shampoos a year, which means you're gonna use a lot more product. Personally, I wash my hair like twice a week, and I have very oily hair and scalp. If you're interested in learning how often you should wash your hair based on your hair type, I have made a video, and it also includes some tips on how you can extend that time. Okay, so now let's talk about color. And one option, and usually the first option that people think of, is going back to their natural hair color. Recession brunette is a social media term where someone colors their hair back to their natural color to save money because going blonde has just been too expensive and just takes way too much maintenance. Now, you can do this either by just fully coloring your hair back to your natural color or by gradually getting there by using highlights, which is actually something I'm doing currently. Now, brown hair is considered one of the lowest maintenance color options to maintain. And this is because it minimizes regrowth, damage, and frequency of needing to visit the salon. Now, keep in mind that this is not necessarily just going dark, it's returning to your natural shade. So if you have blonde, red, or gray hair, going darker or going brown isn't necessarily going to solve the problem because you're still going to have quite a bit of roots that come in. Okay, so not everyone wants to go back to their natural shade fully, especially if you're used to being bright blonde. Normally, when people think of blonde hair, they think of high maintenance, but that's not always the case. The last several years, lived-in blonde hair color has become incredibly trending. Now, the secret from taking a high maintenance blonde hair color to turning it into a low maintenance or a lived-in blonde color is the root. So you can add a root smudge to a higher maintenance blonde color, like an all over solid color. And this is going to marry the root color into the blonde color seamlessly so you can grow it out longer between getting your blonde brought up. Another option is just the technique. There are numerous techniques that create a more lived-in look that don't necessarily need a root smudge, like teasy lights, air touch highlights, or balayage. And these are a lot more natural looking, so they grow out a lot better. Now, just keep in mind that some of these lived-in blonde looks typically take a few extra steps to get that lived-in look, so they may cost a little bit more, but these looks will last you a lot longer between services, so you need fewer appointments per year. A lot of my lived-in blonding clients were only coming in every 6 months to get their blonde brought back up. Okay, so now let's talk about gray. If you've been doing full coverage, then you are probably so sick and tired of coming in every 3 to 4 weeks to have your roots touched up. This is not only expensive, but it's exhausting, and those roots can show up in as little as a week, so you feel like your hair never really looks great. And while one option is to just grow your gray out completely, that's not the only option. Instead of doing full gray coverage, I highly suggest going with a great blending service instead. The difference is that your grays will become a part of your overall look rather than trying to hide them entirely. Not only does this grow out much more naturally, but it saves you from having to come in every 3 weeks for that root touch-up, and you can go much longer between appointments. Now, some people choose to do highlights and lowlights long-term. Other clients I've seen go full gray and then feel like they're kind of missing something, so they go back and keep adding lowlights just to give them a little spark back. Okay, next up is fantasy and vivid hair colors. Now, it should come as no surprise that these colors are high maintenance. Not only does it usually take a lot of lightening to get to the canvas that you need in order for them to take, but they also fade very quickly, similarly to reds. And typically, the lighter or more pastel the shade, the quicker it's gonna come out. Sometimes these shades can fade as quickly as like 1 or 2 washes and they're gone. So my alternative option is to get a couple peekaboos of this fantasy color rather than your whole head. Bonus points if you use clip-in extensions because these are not gonna fade. Now, if you don't wanna do the extensions, you can use the color depositing shampoos and conditioners to maintain your vivid shade. All right, guys, that is gonna be it for this video. Let me know what you learned in the comment section and make sure you subscribe if you wanna stay up to date on all of my tips and tutorials for how to make every day a good hair day.